Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Thanks for joining. In this video, I'm going to show you the 5 practical and useful tips to get the most out of the everyday version of Microsoft Copilot. So whether you believe that AI or artificial intelligence is going to be the salvation of mankind or the destruction of it, you'll probably be encountering it or using it somewhere someday. And you may actually be surprised at how useful it can actually be. In my last video, Copilot for Beginners, we reviewed the Copilot basics, what it is and what it isn't, and I showed you 3 ways to access the Copilot application from within Windows. So in this video, we're going to take a deeper dive into the functional and practical uses of Microsoft Copilot and how it can improve efficiency and productivity in your daily work. So if you happen to miss the first video, Copilot for Beginners, you can click the link up here that will take you right to it. If you're using Windows 11, Copilot for Windows is just a click away. There's an icon just to the right of the search box in the taskbar. Click the Copilot icon and Copilot appears in the right-hand pane. Copilot isn't just a one-size-fits-all. To a certain extent, you can customize the responses that it gives you. A little more than halfway up in the pane is what Microsoft calls the conversation style. You'll get more out of it if you choose the right one for the task at hand. Here are the 3 styles and what each is best suited for. More creative. Microsoft says this mode will furnish elaborate and imaginative responses presenting information in a more extensive and creative manner. Normally, this isn't the mode you would use for work. Microsoft says it's best for things like coming up with fun pet names or writing short creative stories. However, if you're looking to do something such as jumpstarting the first draft of a marketing copy, this might not be your best bet. More precise. Think of this as Copilot's just the facts mode. Copilot will get right to the point, eliminating unnecessary words, information, and deliver the facts you're looking for to the best of its ability. It's ideal for tracking down clearly definable information that requires no context. Lastly is a more balanced approach. As the name implies, this mode strikes a balance between more creative and more precise. It delivers facts, but with additional information and context if you need it. According to Microsoft, if you're planning a trip or looking for a product recommendation, this is the style that you'll want to use. Down at the bottom of the Copilot window, you'll see an area for Ask Me Anything. You can type anything in here, or if you have dictation set up with your microphone, you can use this icon here to speak in your request. So we're just going to look up something like, show me highlights of the last NASA mission to the moon. We're going to give that a few seconds for Copilot to get its information, and then it's going to start spewing out everything it knows about Apollo 11 in a very bulleted format. So everything's very laid out for you. It's going to obviously come up with some other related topics like Artemis 1, web space technologies, and articles that list the context of what you just looked up. It'll give you links to certain sources, and it will give you additional ideas of what to look for here at the bottom. Show me pictures of the space shuttle. We'll give that a few seconds. And this here is very interesting because what it's doing is it's generating the pictures. And also, if you notice, each one has a number. And if you scroll up, you'll see there's an associated description and a link for where each picture was found, what we call a citation, and it associates with the current picture. So here we have about 11 pictures, and we have descriptions for each one of them and the citation of where it was found. Down below, you can check to see all images, and you can see where specifically each of those was directly from regarding the website. And again, at the bottom, you can choose additional questions to pose to CoPilot. You can use CoPilot to summarize the contents of a web page that you're currently on in Windows Edge. Once you open up Windows Edge, like I'm in right now, you can click on the CoPilot button in the upper right-hand corner of the screen, and you'll get your CoPilot page right in front of you again. So once we have our browser up and our CoPilot's open, I'm going to search for something like Alaska vacation ideas. And I'm going to scroll down, see what looks interesting. This one kind of catches my eye. All right. So there's a lot of content here that I may or may not want to go through on my own, just a ton of different things that look really interesting. But I want Copilot to give me a summary of all that. So on the right hand side here where it says generate page summary, I'm going to click that button and just click got it here. And I'm going to let Copilot give me a bulleted summary of this website so I can make more of an informed decision with a little more of concise data. And over here I have Ultimate Alaska Wildlife Safaris, trip highlights, world's finest naturalist guides, and so forth. And then again, more questions I can ask down here. Now, if I wanted to take this document or this context here, I could do a couple different things with it if I wanted to maybe put it into a Word document or create a PDF out of it. I can hit the copy button right here. Now it takes all this content so that I can open up a Word document and paste that information right in. And then do with it whatever I like. I can also export it if I wanted to a PDF document. And basically what that will do is take that document and start the process to convert it to a PDF. Most of Windows products, specifically Windows 11, has a built-in PDF generator. So instead of selecting my printer to print a hard copy, I can select Microsoft Print to PDF. And then I can hit the print button. And that will let me save this document as a PDF file. In the pane side here of Copilot, you notice some icons. One of these icons looks like a clock with an arrow. Clicking on that will show you the recent history of the different chats that you've had. So there's some here that I had from earlier testing. I can go back in there and see all the different chats that I created. I can delete these. I could edit them. I could click on this and export them into a Word document, a PDF, or just a plain text document. All right. We won't get into the plugins on this video, but just so you know where to find your recent activity. For many people, the hardest part about writing is getting down to the first draft. Facing an empty screen waiting to be filled with words creates anxiety for some people who then procrastinate getting things started. Wait, that sounds like me. Copilot can help by generating the first draft for you. It's best suited for documents that aren't overly long or complex: memos, emails, marketing pitches, summaries, and similar material. It doesn't work well on sizable reports, especially those that include different kinds of materials like spreadsheets or graphics. To do it, we're going to launch the CoPilot pane in Microsoft Edge. Then we're going to click the Compose tab at the top. Now, if you notice, there's several components to the Compose area right here. We're going to go through what each one of these means. First, we're going to talk about the Write About section. Here's where you will describe the draft you want written. Make sure to include your purpose of what you're writing, what its audience will be, and what you would like to emphasize, and as much detail as possible. The more information you can give Copilot, the better your results will be. The tone is where you can describe the professional, casual, enthusiastic, or informational style of the writing. Copilot is good at a lot of things, but being funny isn't one of them, so you may want to avoid the funny part if you're making something that's more professional. The format will be, is this a paragraph? Is it an email? Are they ideas or a blog post? And the length, is this going to be short, medium, or long? So let's try a few examples. We're going to start out with what we're going to write about. And I've typed something in here that's pretty direct. I have here, write a generic fundraising request to toy companies requesting donations for a charity drive this fall. It's going to be done professionally and a paragraph. And we're going to keep it to a short context just because you're asking for donations and you want it to be a very quick read. And I'm going to hit the Generate Draft button. And very quickly, it's coming up with some very good context here. My anxiety is dropping. My procrastination is almost out the door. So I'm going to take and hit the copy button on this preview. And I'm going to click over here on my Microsoft Word, right click and paste. And voila, I've got some context here to absolutely start my process on my document. Now, obviously, there are placeholders here. So, you're going to be filling these things in. It's come with some generic text. So at this point, your work is 80% done. You just need to go through and format it the way you like and add the customizations for the customer name and your specific company. Hey, and by the way, if you're finding value in this video, I'd appreciate your support by clicking the like and subscribe buttons so that YouTube pushes this content out to more viewers who might benefit from it. So here's another example. This one's going to be ideas. So up here, I wrote, write 5 topic discussions about the ethics of AI, artificial intelligence, and best practices in schools. Now we're going to select this as professional, and we're going to make it an ideas list. And we're going to still keep it short, and we're going to generate that draft. All right, turn back to blue again. We know we're done. I'm going to copy that content into my Word document and look at what we have. So how can AI be used to enhance learning outcomes and support teachers in the classroom? And here's your list. I won't go through all these right now, but you can pause and look at the screen and just kind of get an idea of what AI is saying that AI can do in schools. So how can we use images in conversations with Copilot? Well, Copilot is a text-based chatbot. So naturally, you would expect all of your interactions with it to be text-based, but that's not the case. You can combine text with images in your conversations with it, which, when used correctly, can be quite a powerful tool. The simplest example is getting information about a person, place, or thing. To test out this feature, I'm going to copy an image of a Scottish castle into the photo section and ask it to tell me about this place. I will say that it takes a little longer for information to come back from CoPilot on images versus actual text-based information. There's a lot more compiling and processing that it has to do in order to find the image details that it's looking for. All right, and it looks like we got some information. Majestic castle. The castle depicted is a majestic castle situated atop a lush green hill. So here's the thing about this content here. So since the castle was pretty much unknown to Copilot, it's basically going to give me a description of what it sees in this image. Now, I've done some before where it will actually tell me the castle name, when it was built, who built it, and where specifically it was located. So when you don't have all that information, it's going to give you pretty clear context of the description about the image. So additionally, instead of copying or dragging a picture into the box, you can click the screenshot button, which looks like a pair of scissors with some dotted lines. I can click that, and if there's something on my screen that I want to take a shot of, I can hold my mouse over it and drag across it. And once I have the image, I can hit the Done checkbox, and it's going to put it in the chat box. Tell me about this place. Copilot's going to try to ascertain the image based on its own interpretations. And here we go. Captivating image of Niagara Falls. And this one here tells us exactly where it's located, Ontario, Canada, and New York. Tells us the location, tells us what it's connected to, the height of the falls, talks about the beauty and the power of it and the tourism. And again, some additional questions you may want to ask the chatbot. And again, you can type anything else in here that you'd like. Or I can copy it into a Word document, and I can also have it read aloud to me, which I won't do for the context of our video today, but you're welcome to play with that. Let's talk about Microsoft's Image Creator. Most people use CoPilot and other Gen AI tools to create text-based content, summaries, articles, marketing materials, among many things. But Gen AI also has the power to create images. Microsoft's Copilot is an excellent AI image creation tool. To access the image creator, we're going to scroll down the sidebar here with all these icons and click the plus button. And we can search for an application, but it's pretty much going to be down here in this column. So we're going to sort our discovery by Microsoft. So all the Microsoft tools show up. And we're going to scroll down till we see Image Creator from Designer. And we're going to click that, and our chatbot comes up and a few example images that are already pre-done. All right, so let's give this a whirl. In the text box at the top of the screen, I'm going to type in a description of an image that I want created. So I'm going to put in here something really different. Three bears playing video games and eating pizza. Sounds pretty creative. And hit the create button. And here we go. So it's going to give us 4 examples of what it thinks you're looking for. And you can pick one of these or several of them if you wanted to. I'm going to go with this one right here. They look like they're enjoying themselves. I'm going to click on that. And this is the full picture right here. So afterwards, I can share this image. I could save it. I could download it, or I can customize it. If I hit the Customize button, it's going to open up another application called Microsoft Designer. You didn't know you had all these tools, did you? And then from here, you can take that image and edit it, add some visuals, make screenshots out of it, turn it into a thumbnail, social media post, whatever you want. Now, one last thing we're going to do is if this is something you really want up on your sidebar all the time, make sure you right click on the icon and tell it to pin to the sidebar. That way, when you close the image creator and close CoPilot, the image creator icon will come back up on the screen again for you. Well, there you have it. 5 practical and useful Windows Copilot tools to boost your productivity. I realize that we've only scratched the surface, but I hope these videos get your creative sides going so that you're comfortable exploring Copilot on your own. Hey, and if you found this video helpful, please make sure to like and subscribe so that you're notified when new tech skill videos like this one are posted. My name's Steve, the host of Your Technology Coach. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the next video.